In today's Gospel, we have Jesus going back to Nazareth. And he's going back to his hometown. And all the people, everybody in Nazareth would have known him, because Nazareth was a very small town or a large village, whichever you want to call it. And they would have known Joseph and Mary. And they had heard from people who were traveling up from other parts of Judea, from Jerusalem, from Galilee. They had heard about Jesus. And they had heard about the great things that he was doing and the miracles he was performing. And they would have been very proud of him. And now he comes home and he goes into the synagogue and he stands up and he's given the scroll and he opens it at a place where the prophet Isaiah, chapter 61, the Spirit of the Lord has been given to me. And he reads that. And then he sits down. And all eyes in the synagogue were fixed on him. Because when he sat down, it meant he was going to speak. He was going to teach. And his first words were, "This text is being fulfilled today, even as you listen." Now, everybody in that synagogue would have known that that particular passage from Isaiah referred to the Messiah. And here he is claiming to be the Messiah. And first of all, as that passage goes on, he's accepted with great delight, but then the locals don't like what he's saying. And they, further on, not in today's gospel, but they try to throw him off the cliff. And you know, Jesus has given to all of us the very same mission that he himself had. The mission to make God known in the world. The day we are baptized, we are given special graces, special gifts. Now, every one of us in the church today is exercising one particular gift that we have been given, and that is the gift of faith. Every one of us are here because we believe that God is present. We believe that God calls us here to worship, to adore him, and to offer Jesus in this Eucharist. But he's given us many other gifts as well. And I remember thinking the other day when President Bush said he was going to release the file on John F. Kennedy. I was thinking of something that John F. Kennedy said at his inauguration. And it was, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." Now, obviously, I was too young to remember that, but I remember my grandfather telling me. But we could now maybe put that as, "Ask not what your church can do for you, but what you can do for your church." And God has given us many, many gifts. And as I say already, all of us are exercising the gift of faith and the gift of prayer. But there are many other things that we could be doing. And I would really encourage you to take part in a more active way in the life of the parish in any way that you can. Several groups always looking for volunteers, several groups always looking for new members. And it's an open parish, a parish that wants people to be very active in their faith. And of course, that also puts a responsibility on the groups. If somebody comes along, that group or that individual should be very welcoming. Because if they're not, then they have lost the sense of service. And if they're not acting either as an individual or as a group in humility, then they're not exercising the true gift of the Holy Spirit. They're looking for their own particular glory. So we really encourage you again to take part in the parish life, from past keepers to readers, from the many other things that happen in the parish, always looking for people to help. And as I say, if people come and they don't find a welcome and they don't find a smiling face, they won't take part in that group. So to the groups, be welcoming, be open, be very accepting of new members. You know, in the second reading, St. Paul speaks about the body and all the parts that are important. The foot can't say to the eye, I don't need you, or the eye to the foot. Together, they all must work in harmony. And if one part of a body, a human body, becomes cancerous, then that part might need to be removed, or it might need to be amputated. So let's really pray for our parish. Let's really pray that the Holy Spirit will continue to bless us, and to bless us with many volunteers, and that you will find a great welcome in everybody that's taking an active part in the parish. Now I invite you to stand for our creed.